guys are. No, hold on.
I only did as
I had a
instructed.
point to make.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, in my live streams, I've said this. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're doing it to John Williams music, it's amazing. Seriously, you could play you could watch golf.
Even Newborn Cuties?
You know.
What about Newborn Cuties?
And now they're putting on the green. You know, it's awesome.
What about Gen 3.5?
What if you're watching Newborn Cuties? I'm just saying.
One does not watch Newborn Cuties. One suffers.
Yeah. It's a rite of passage.
We don't worry about such
When did
things.
Sabres Park show up?
Yeah.
I've been hiding. I was hiding under the table the
I wasn't
entire
paying
time.
attention.
What time is it?
I just hear this annoying voice behind me.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, so we're gonna do a live demonstration of why 8-track is awesome. 8-track, are we able to possibly show things off of a computer during this panel, or is it too late?
What do you mean?
Well, like certain things we might announce today.
Oh, I mean, well, they have to show it on they have this hooked up to a laptop over there.
Oh my. Well, that's easy enough. When the time comes, I will let you know. I'm gonna keep doing
We
that.
just need a web browser on here, if that's cool.
Okay, so people have always
Make it so.
during. What time is it?
It's 10.
Adventure time.
We're 9 minutes.
So we got
ahead of
9
schedule.
minutes ahead of schedule, so I can just keep stories.
Well, let's try and be out here like 45, 50 after the next panel time.
Yeah,
Up. We
yeah.
want to stay ahead of schedule, not behind.
So, as you guys may have known, I did the Lauren Faust panel at BronyCon, and what happened afterwards, I was proud of that panel until I looked at the comments on YouTube afterwards, and they said Draft wasn't paying attention. He was hunched over, not paying attention. And I looked at the video, and it looks like it because I'm standing at the podium at the lectern, and I'm hunched over this thing, and I'm looking at this page. And what people don't know is that I actually was writing down questions and circling things and crossing things out. That's how I operate.
Draft always kind of puts himself down. This microphone's pretty loud. Like a video
Let
with.
me say it really quick.
Is it broke?
For example, to give you some tidbits of the VA panel later today,
Not today, it's tomorrow.
tomorrow, whatever.
Look at that
See,
horrible
okay,
image, yeah.
Andrew Francis, Dr. Francis.
Yeah,
whatever
no,
that is.
don't give it
I'm
away.
not giving it away. I'm just.
Well, what are you doing? You're reading the page. You're giving it away.
Okay. Well,
I'm not
whatever.
giving it away. I'm
He
just
has
giving
things
it away.
Planned. He plans things. It's
They're like an
amazing.
old married couple, I swear.
Yeah,
I
It's
know.
like this
really.
every night on the EFR chats.
It's true. What?
I know they are, as a matter of fact.
Okay, so you know what?
Why don't you cuddle me anymore?
Anyway,
See, we've met 8-Track's wife, so we can now honestly say no.
true story.
She might be watching.
True story. This is this panel planned out, right? So, okay, I think, I don't know.
Plans,
Maybe give it another
conventions.
minute or two, because a couple people are going to filter in.
Would you like some Peter New coffee?
Yes.
Okay.
Sell on eBay. eBay.
Is it good?
No.
Does it mix well with that monster?
Another true story.
It's a paycheck.
In January.
Finally, my first EFR paycheck ever.
It's empty.
You got a 200% raise
There
of
you
zero.
go. 2 nothing says nothing. No, it was at the VA panel in January, at BronyCon January. I did one of these applauses, and my students saw it. And so I came to one of my next practices, and all of my students waited till I was in the room, and they just go. And I looked at them and I said, "What the hell was that?" And they go, "Well, that's how you applaud, right? That's how you applauded Nicole Oliver." Oh.
Good job.
I continuously deny that I'm Final Draft to my students, like shamelessly. They'll say,
But they have video proof now.
I have Brony students. Yeah, well, there's video proof, but I have Brony students like my student Joey or Eva or Trevor. Jones.
By the way, hang on. Let me stop you. If you've ever heard any of his interviews, you've heard the story 500 times.
I promised I wasn't going to go into coaching
All the
stories.
time.
Damn.
Hey, you're that guy, Rough Draft from Everfree Radio.
I've never heard of this guy.
From Everfree Moment Photography.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Indy Ford Draft talks about speech coaching.
Nope. That's it.
No, before you do that, I have to say there was actually something in this letter. My first EFR paycheck, it's actually a bill.
That. Wow.
Yeah.
You owe us money.
That is. You know what? I actually read what's on that card, and it was analog trolling. I didn't think that was possible.
Wait, pass that down. Let me see that.
Don't read it.
Don't read it.
Seriously? Seriously.
Yep.
Seriously?
Deliver it right here live on the
Okay,
FR
well, I
panel.
guess maybe we should get this started. What do you think?
I thought we already started.
Well, we're going to get this more seriously
Oh,
started.
you actually have planned. Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
I
Continue.
have a paper. Didn't you see it?
Yeah, just zoom in on draft for the rest
Married
of the
couple.
panel.
Here, you can throw
We'll
us
do all
away
the
or do what you
talking.
want with it.
Anyway, welcome to the Everfree Radio panel, guys. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. I'm surprised people actually showed up for this.
Well, and I should say, too, just for anybody wondering out there, we didn't ask for the panel. It was just, they said, hey, you guys can have a panel. We're like, cool. This is the first time we've actually done a panel about what we do.
We've
and
never had our own panel.
This is
so we don't know what to do.
This is my 5th Brony convention this year that I've been to, and this is the first time that I've had a panel, so it's actually a lot of fun.
And you have what, how many more to go to this year? 2, 3?
At least another one.
Okay.
Anyway,
Probably 2.
EQLA, but that's coming up. Okay, so I guess I wanted to first let everybody up here introduce themselves. So, who are you?
I am 8-Track. I am the technical director for Everfree Radio. I run the servers, I run the hardware, I run everything technical, and don't ever let Draft touch it because he breaks it. If you saw the videos, he's horrible. He's great with talking to people, horrible with technology.
It's true. He's also the reason Everfree Radio exists. If this guy wasn't here right now, if he wasn't around, Everfree Radio wouldn't exist because he literally does everything on the technical end.
I don't do everything. Nash does the coding.
Nash does the coding, but he runs all the servers. We run our own independent server. He fixes the chat. Sometimes the stream will drop. I'm sure somebody listening has had that happen at 2 in the morning and it's up within a minute. That's because somebody's called him at 2 in the morning. He gets up, goes and fixes it. I mean, that's the kind of dedication this guy has.
And then I go to the kitchen and take 3 shots and go back to bed.
That's after the 3 shots he took before he went to bed, and the 3 shots he took while fixing it.
And the shots are actually heroin.
But you know what? I will give him credit because he drinks really good rum. Actually, he's got really great taste in rum. Yeah. Anyway, who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, talk into the microphone.
Who am I? I don't know. I'm stuck in a closet and I just edit video. I just sit in my dark room and edit video and post it on YouTube. But I am actually, all jokes aside, I'm Cowboy Dave. I do audio and video editing for Everfree Radio.
To be more specific, if you've ever seen Dusty Cat's show on YouTube, he edits it. If you've ever seen EQI, like the past 5 episodes of EQI, he's edited them.
Yep. Past 4, at least.
Okay, past 4, whatever. Yeah, he does all the video editing primarily now for us.
Yeah. I also post this guy's show on occasion.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I got my big
Take care
pants
of
on. I
that.
can post my own videos now.
You just can't make posts.
It
on
was
the site.
scary at first. I'm like, upload, okay. Click, okay, cool. We've gotten that far. Okay, drag and drop. And I still screwed that up.
You just missed the post part.
You know what the
Otherwise
thing
you-
is though is he's so excited about custom thumbnails. Like,
Let me tell you, custom thumbnails are the way of the future.
No, since we got that on our account, that's amazing. I've yet to actually use it for anything, so I'm like, that's awesome.
I
have
keep
no
telling
idea
you,
what I'm going to put
I
there.
keep talking about it because you guys don't listen to me. Like, we got custom thumbnails. You're like, okay, we got like custom thumbnails now. Okay, cool.
No, it's like the videos when we upload them, they have the 3 you can choose from, and there's always a good one of those 3. It's like
No, there's
nice
not.
big one of Dusty Cat's big round head, be like
No,
amazing or something.
It fits well in every shot. So I just
It
pick
really
the thumbnail
does.
looks the best.
You'll
where
get
he's
that one
not
video-
doing the.
No, you'll get that one video where like there's just not a good thumbnail to choose. Like either the first thumbnail is like,
Well,
like
that's your
the
videos where you
second
have
one's
like a half window dragged in there and half the window missing. It's like, oh, these are my thumbnails.
yeah, and then there's
Custom.
then there are those glorious moments like, hey, hold on just a second, my dog's barking. Shut up!
That's the shut up. And we're back.
So yeah, Saberspark here.
Yeah, I'm Saber Spark, guys. I host a show called Bernie Breakdown on Everfree Radio, and this is my co-host
Paleo. Yes. Hi.
These guys are the real stars. They're awesome. We just babble.
Yeah, we babble. It's okay. Well, okay, and you know one thing I wanted to do this time that.
Oh, come
Really?
Seriously? Seriously?
8-track, everybody.
He's like,
8-track. Yeah.
It's my
I
boss.
just
Wait,
wanna
no.
Sorry.
Before we start this, I gotta do
I'll call,
something.
if he calls twice, that means it's really important. So I gotta
You know
go.
what? He gave me his old smartphone last night. I don't know if anybody saw my
What's
tweets.
left of his old smartphone?
Whatever. If anybody saw my tweets from the past night and this morning or whatever, those have been on the smartphone, and yeah, I've got it in my pocket. I'm not going to.
He
succumb to
has
it.
Why aren't
for,
you tweeting
for,
right
for
now?
those smartphone aficionados out there. I know you're out there. He currently has it. No, not
This
that.
is my
Oh,
dumb
it's-
phone.
New name
it's
is
the old one.
Final
Keep
Tweet.
going. Throw away. No, I gave him an Atrix 4G, which is one of the older Atrix, with a custom ROM for brand new Jelly Bean. He has a newer version of Android than I have on my phone. On his old phone.
That means it's cool, apparently.
And his first priority was getting a background of Luna on his phone.
Yep.
He's like, it won't work. It's not cropping. 8-track, fix it. Fix it.
That was literally the conversation. There was
Operator.
whining and everything was included.
In fact, that was last night, like 11 o'clock. We were getting him set up, and we actually streamed draft.
Yep.
Perfecting the smartphone.
Well, okay, so we've only got so much time here, and there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about or at least bring up. So first of all, I really want to give a bunch of shout-outs to people who weren't able to make it here today. We've got a huge crew at Everfree Radio that a lot of people don't realize. People hear my voice, they see me at these panels, they maybe see 8-Track or Cowboy Dave or some of the people who help with the streaming. But we've got about 12 people who work on Everfree Radio, and all of them do essential stuff. So I'm going to give some big shout-outs. First, I want to give a shout-out to Brush and Bones, who's out in Reno, Nevada. He does our episode reviews. Yes, we've recorded another one. Yes, it's being edited. And yes, we're going to be doing all sorts of Season 3 and Season 1 episode reviews coming up. Everybody asks, it's happening.
No, it's not.
I want to give a shout-out to Moonlight, who's in Ottawa, Canada. He's our fanfic lead. He's been, he actually, between going to school and prepping for college and trying to learn how to cook, apparently, he reads just about every fanfic there ever was. And then he goes into the fanfic reviews, and so that's a real help. Screwball is in here. He was at Everfree Northwest, but he's been helping out just in general in our chat and also with Dusty's show. Dusty, of course. Dusty, the manliest brony in the world. I wish he was here. But it's okay.
It's not the
I
same
miss him
without
already.
It's not the EQI guys and Dusty are awesome.
But I have to thank him for not being here because whenever he is at one of these conventions, I end up being his cameraman. People come up and I'm like, ooh, they're going to ask me for a picture. No, they're going for Dusty. And they're like, can you take a picture? I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Your final draft? Hold this for me.
Yeah, exactly. And that's fine. That's fine.
Final draft, a professional tripod.
Yeah. Hey, don't feel bad. People were walking right past Stephen Andrews at Everfree Northwest and go, hey, Dusty, how you doing? Stephen just leans back.
Oh, we got trouble walking down the middle aisle. Hello.
Oh, these guys.
Well, look
Oh,
at
my.
this stranger over here.
Now the
spots right
pressure
in
is
front.
on.
Lee, I believe you fit the rule of being under 13, at least mentally, so you can sit
or,
right there.
Or,
At the front row seat.
young one.
Or
This is
come on
this-
up and join us. Oh, Peter, I think you left your coffee.
I took a
It's
sip.
okay. Draft. Oh, it's Lee's.
I took a sip.
Oh,
Lee, I took a
Okay.
sip of it. It was awful. Yeah. We're gonna have to talk about that.
There's not enough salt in that coffee.
Hey, Jeff,
Talk
before
about
we
the
start,
coffee.
is this a PG panel? It's a PG. It's a PG.
It's like the basketball team in Alaska, dark and cold.
Well, enjoy your food, sir.
Enjoy.
All right. Well, so yeah, other people I want to give a shout out to are the Equestrian Choir team, LTT Moose. Battlefield Bro has been out of commission for a bit, but he'll be back. Joe Stevens and Tech Rat and even Masonocat's actually doing a lot
Yeah,
more.
he's doing a lot of stuff
Or
over there.
Mason Alcat. I don't even know.
Mason Alcat.
However you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Those guys
I'm
couldn't
sure he'll
make it.
correct us in the chat right now. Whatever.
They couldn't make it. They wanted to be here, but they just couldn't do it. And so I want to give them a huge shout
Yeah,
out.
LTT Moose is doing like something like important, like rocket science or something at NASA.
He literally works at NASA, and it's the man's hilarious.
Have
Okay,
you ever seen the
professional rocket
episodes where he's
surgeon.
in his office doing the shows?
That's-
That's in his NASA office.
Yeah.
Is it
at
that's
NASA
real?
recording pony related. Oh, sorry.
Every time I see
You didn't hear it, NASA.
horseshoes and hand grenades, I laugh even harder because I just imagine somebody walking in on him filming that.
That's how NASA acts, though, all the time. These guys running up and down the aisles. Ever since they lost their funding, they haven't been the same.
Yeah.
I was gonna,
Well, you saw last week's episode of EQI, and that's a perfect example of the madness that goes
A day in the life of NASA.
Indeed. All right. So also some staff members I want to give a shout out to because they really deserve it, and they aren't able to be here today. Crescendo, who is in Manchester, UK. She was at Buck. I don't know if anybody here was at Buck. Anybody here at Buck? Buck in UK, Brony
UK?
Convention UK. No. Okay.
we're all poor. We can't afford to go over there.
I know. Anyway.
What's a UK?
She's the one with the British accent then. She's done a lot of our episode reviews and a lot of just various tasks. So One Trick, and this is kind of sad. She was going to be here, but because of her school and the rules on her student loans, she was unable to make it.
What are the loans? Grants.
Grants. I'm sorry. Yeah, grants.
Important.
Yeah,
Important
yeah.
difference.
She got a lot of great academic grants, but they meant that she couldn't even miss one class, and one of her classes was this weekend. So she wasn't able to make it, and it's a shame. She does a ton of work behind the scenes. She hates to admit it, but she's great when she is in front of a microphone. You may have heard her new show called Mixology. She does a lot of of remixing and such. And so all the love in the world to you, Aaron. I wish you could be here, but
In fact, with Erin, if it weren't for her, I wouldn't be here.
yeah, she was one of the founding members. Well, she is one of the founding members of Everfree Radio, and so yeah. Oatmeal, who is our audio editor, you guys have probably never really heard from him, but he does almost all of our interview editing. I can't edit, and he's the guy who has
Once
to.
again, technology. No.
Yeah, that's.
This guy breaks the IRC chat.
I
turned him loose a video editor. Are you kidding?
Yeah. I have a hard time with technology, but anyway, Oatmeal has been spending a lot of time over the past year doing various editing tasks for audio editing. So big shout out to him, and then of course Nash, who I'm really looking forward to get to show off what he's been working on. Nash is our site coder. You may have seen him at BronyCon or Everfree Northwest. He flew himself there from Sweden to be there. He lives in Gothenburg, Sweden. I'm pretty sure he's watching right now.
He is. Oh yeah, he's
and I'm pretty sure he's like wringing his hands, like trying to contain his rage at me. But
that's fine.
He's just thinking of kittens and bags.
He's thinking of kittens and bags. But anyway, he does all of our site coding, and the man has developed some really cool new stuff that I'm really looking forward to showing off today. So yeah, and then last but not least is Heatwave, who also does Lunar Republic Takeover. He is the guy who actually does the Nightmare Moon's Lunar Republic Takeover. Also uploads all the music to our stream. So if you guys have listened to our Everfree Radio stream, the reason we have files up there so quickly when a song is released is because he goes through hundreds of subscriptions of different musicians every day. It goes through the suggestions list to make sure that we have everything. So yeah, he's done a lot of work like that. So anyway, I don't know. I kind of thought maybe we could briefly tell people about how.
It's cool. I fixed it.
You fixed
People
it?
online know what I'm talking about. Continue.
This is how he operates at all times.
Full speed ahead all times.
I kind of wanted to talk just because many people ask me this, and they don't know how Everfree Radio got started. Believe it or not, we are an offshoot from a group of people who met up in the Equestria Daily IRC chat. Believe it or not. If you guys are regulars there and you were there a year ago, if you ever saw some punk named Sesko, hi. Sesko. That was my original screen name in this fandom.
Sesko. How'd you get that name?
It was, I had to find one, and it was on a pair of safety glasses, antique safety glasses that I had on my desk, Chicago Eye Shield Company.
Dang it, Crisco's taken. Sesko.
People on the stream will know Sesko. But yeah, and we met up. This was Discord with a Q. This guy didn't exist.
Nope.
And I have no idea who you two are.
Thanks, Draft.
No, but back in about September of 2011, so just over a year ago, we started talking regularly in the EQD chat. What ended up happening is, if anybody knows who Skipsy the artist is, Skipsy was doing a live stream of him working on some art, and so we all went over there, and suddenly we heard him talking, and then he started adding people on Skype, so we developed a Skype chat out of the IRC chat. And so what ended up happening is we ended up kind of watching episodes together and talking, and at one point we kind of said, well, nobody in the fandom right now is doing is a serious news source. Now, I say that loosely because I think EQD does a lot of amazing work, and I think that Bronyville as a podcast, and I think that Derpy Hooves News, they do amazing stuff, and I want to give them a big shout out because one thing I really don't like is that the public thinks that we're somehow in some evil competition with them. No, we really are not trying to be that.
No, they're great guys.
They're great guys, yeah. I mean, in January, if anybody saw BronyCon then, I was working with the Bronyville guys on the panels there. It worked together great. Seth is a good friend, up from Equestria Daily, and Derpy Squad from Derpy Hooves News has helped us out a lot. But what we decided when we were talking about the different news sources is that there wasn't really an NPR of the fandom. And we weren't looking to be as boring as that, but there wasn't anybody actually out there addressing the fandom like a serious issue in a sense. And yeah, it's a fun fandom, but nobody was going in there and doing serious interviews or doing serious reviews or actually taking a moment to, give it that level of professionalism. So we were talking about it. So, well, where can we find one? And I think it was me and Bones, and I think, Rich, you were there. And we said, well, why don't we just do one? And what I love is that he was in the chat, and he was pretty quiet most of the time in the chat. And this is back in the days of Discord, and he goes, here, just wait a second. That's all he said. 5 minutes later, everfreeradio.com was up. I'm not exaggerating. 5 minutes he got it up. Now, it wasn't the version you see today, but he had it up like that, and we just started working on our first podcast.
It looked like GeoCities, but it was up.
Hey, marquee flashing text.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
That's right.
It's more spark.
We got hyperlinks.
And I just realized I also didn't give a good, big shout out to our social media coordinator, Soxy, who has been doing all of the tweeting. Whenever you guys get a tweet, that's because he's done it. He also has helped in the chat room and helped in making posts. The post about our Canterlot Gardens stream, that's because of Sockware. So Sockware Moon, hello. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of our basic history, and then we grew from there. And we started interviewing different voice actors, and we originally were an hour and a half long podcast. We tried to structure it where it was 3 portions. We had an opening portion that was the episode review, because we really started right when Lesson 0 had played, and you were getting those episodes once a week for season 2. We did the episode review, usually an interview segment, and sometimes something else like a fanfic review, or a music review, or something small, and then we would put songs in between them. And we ended up switching to a broken down format because we learned that people are busy, and an hour and a half is a lot of time to sit listening to something. So that's kind of what we went from there. But yeah, I think I covered most of how that came about.
Yep.
So
We're not making fun of you.
Yeah, we're not making fun of you.
Drav's like, Chapter 1, the origins of Everfree.
I know.
Chapter 2.
Chapter
Now
2.
you know why we
Chapter
haven't
two.
talked
Development
about
and
this.
growth of
The
Everfree
Everfree
Radio.
was without foam and void.
Yeah.
Chapter 3, how I grew my goatee.
And then there was Twilight, and all was good.
The Empire Strikes Back.
I
Well-
sense much fear in you, Final Draft.
We knew we were going to do this. You know what? Let's just get this out of the way. Roustauer!
Roustauer!
Mr. Beardsley.
Roustauer!
See, one thing about Final Draft that you may not know, he's a Southern man!
Southern man! All right, anyway.
Tell them the backstory.
From Minnesota. the
Yeah,
Southern
yeah.
man.
No, we've been watching Mystery Science Theater quite a bit lately.
Too much Mystery Science Theater.
With Mr. Rob Bob, who's operating our camera there.
Rob!
Bob!
But anyway, one thing we started to do earlier this year is we decided we wanted to kind of expand our scope, and it was because we noticed that there were a lot of different groups popping up with various podcasts or various programs, and they didn't have distribution in a sense. Well, Bronyville has distribution. They have their own system, and it works for them. But yeah, the different podcasts and programs, were out there, like Equestria Inquirer or like Brony Breakdown. And so I just started contacting people, and this is one of those things that I think a lot of people misunderstand, is that I didn't take, EFR didn't take them over. They still operate independently. They do all of their own editing. They do all of their own production. We just broadcast them. And the reason we wanted to do that,
Centralizes everything.
yeah, the reason we wanted to do that, and it's really my attitude as I approach how to run a Brony or a fan website, is instead of looking at it like from a top-down micromanaging perspective, I like the idea of different groups doing what they do best. Like the Roundtable, for example, we cross-post with them. They do what they do best. There's no reason to replace that. Have somewhere where people can go and see those things, and then go off and see those independent projects. It's kind of like, it's a hub, as it were. A nexus where people can go, okay, well, here's this. I'll click this link, and then you go to their website. What's that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nostalgia critic and those guys.
Yeah, just like it.
Very popular. He's very popular within the crew here too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, I contacted Equestria Inquirer. I think they were the first ones I talked to, and then pretty soon afterwards I talked to Saber and Paleo here.
It was a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
I said,
You
so
can
what
tell
kind,
he's bitter about
what
it.
What kind of rules can we have to follow? He's like, well, we have to keep it PG. And I'm like, so we can't cast in the nude anymore? And I was like, no.
Well, just as long as it's not video.
That's why you never see these guys on camera.
So our webcams, he destroyed them.
Saber Podcasts Commando. No. No, honestly, the only restriction I ever put on, us broadcasting different groups was to keep it PG because, as certain people in the room here are very well aware, Hasbro's very, very conscious of brand integrity. One thing that that they always want to see is that My Little Pony is not misrepresented. They don't want My Little Pony to be associated with creepy stuff. So when I say, that's right. Well, the thing is that, I told them just, try to keep it relatively PG, but, beyond that, do what you do.
Especially having Michelle Creber dropping in.
Exactly. Michelle Creber, we do a show with her called Saturday Night Songs. You guys might have heard that. I do that. No.
Shameless plug.
So check out my live journal, too.
I'm also selling timeshares.
I thought it was insurance for this sort.
Yeah, no, that's right. This is the Insurance Adjusters Regional Convention. No. Yeah, we're going to do Q&A at a little bit later, if that's all right.
But just one question. You guys available on iTunes?
Yes.
Okay.
We were from the start, too. Yep. Absolutely free.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you pass the water?
Yeah.
Where's that water?
Can you pass me one, too? Oh, hey, there it is.
There we go.
There's one for you.
Back to the Mario and I'll subscribe to you guys.
Sweet. We've always been free, and we've always been working through iTunes, and so we talked to Dusty. I actually talked to Dusty, and Stay Brony, my friends, was my idea. I told him that I thought that he needed to have a show because he's such a personality, and he goes, "Wait, a show on Everfree Radio?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Done," and just started doing that, and so he's an awesome guy. I created a State of Brony, which is based off of a State of Trance. I love trance music. I'm a huge electronic music fan, and I thought, given that this fandom has so much creative power and so much musical output, that that we needed that kind of a music program. And then we've since added more programs. Cutie Art Crusaders is one of our newer ones. Again, that was one where I talked to I think it was the MLP Vector Club. He found them. MLP Vector Club, remember that? You found that?
Oh, yeah. No, They had a great show.
He's like, "Hey, Draft, take a look at this."
They had a great show, and they had like 50 people.
Yeah, they did these really highly produced shows about how to do art, and they had maybe 20 views. And I was like, no. We need to, broadcast these guys because the fandom deserves a good art show. Same thing. Reading Rainboom is an interesting one. That was actually guys in our IRC, because we have our IRC channel. They came up to me and they said, "I don't think this is possible, but we'd really like to do a reading, fanfic show with voice actors and all that. Is that even remotely possible?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is. Just produce one." And so they made a pilot, and we're like, "Okay, great," and picked them up. And then I guess the only other two things I want to mention in terms of shows are that Radiant Eclipse, unfortunately, is done right now. If people watched that, Vanicus, the guy who hosted that, is going to school, and he's too busy to do it. That's why it hasn't been updating. I really hope he comes back, because I really like that show. And then, if you guys have ever seen Final and Friends, that nonsense, that's not an official show.
Yet.
By any stretch.
At all. It's just me goofing around on the live stream.
Draft is bored. Welcome to Friday night.
So I did want to start doing a couple of announcements, some stuff that people haven't heard yet. You guys want to hear anything new? Something new? Okay. First, I just yesterday put this together. This is going to be coming out very soon. We're right now in pre-production for a show called Into the Spotlight, which is going to be hosted by everybody's favorite Japanese-based brony, Osaka Jack, if you guys know who he is. Yeah, he's an awesome guy. He's going to be interviewing lesser-known bronies who deserve more attention, and that's going to be starting very soon. He's right now going around and finding people, and he's going to start recording very soon. Another one that I hope Full Papers is watching. I hope he's in Britain right now watching this. Listen to me, Will. You will finish your edits. There's another show we're going to do is called Brony Scholars. That's with Full Papers. We already have recorded an interview with Dr. Penelope Goodman from the University of, I think it's Leicester in the UK, about classical influences on the show. Where are you going? Okay, he's going to go fix something. That's what he does. Seriously.
The Pentagon's defense network went down. He's got to fix it.
This man works so hard, honestly, and it's like his first instinct. At all these conventions, I have to drag him away from his equipment because otherwise he won't stop working. That's just how he is. So yeah, go 8-track.
Yeah. He's not listening.
Hey, he's in work mode. He won't hear.
Yeah, when he's in work mode, nothing. Yeah, it's amazing.
You know Data from Star Trek? That's 8-track.
Thank you, Mr. Data.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So yeah, Brony Scholars.
He's been coding while he's been sitting up here on the stage.
Yeah, he has. He's been watching the live stream, making sure things work well.
That's Minecraft.
Close enough.
Saber got me addicted to Minecraft.
And I.
Yeah. Yeah, it's partially your fault too, Rob.
For us.
Yeah.
And then he quit playing. So everybody else just plays without him.
Okay, so Brony Scholars is going to be coming out really soon. It's going to be an academic look at the fandom. Actually, Full Papers has been talking now to some professors about recording interviews about the feminist perspective on the fandom, about the media's perspective, also just a general academic approach, psychology, economics, it's something I think that hasn't been done very much, and I think it needs to be done more.
Oh.
Yes?
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna get through this
Are you
rant and
sure?
then it'll be done. So, bye, Peter. Thanks for stopping by.
Yep. See you guys.
See ya.
Nope.
Okay, so we're still looking to do more associations with other groups. As I mentioned before, we're already cross-posting with the Roundtable, which is a great news source. They do a lot of original reporting. They're very professional. They credit all their sources. They edit like crazy. Dan Vincent, aka Kefka Floyd, is really, really passionate about providing great news for the fandom. So
they have some really great articles too. If you ever read their articles, their inside articles, they're really good.
We originally, when we built our site, like you'll still see it on our current site, there was a tab called Into the Fandom. It was originally intended so that we could put articles there. Roundtable does a better job, honestly. So it's just like, let's just cross-post with them. That's the way that we did that. We're also, there's a group called Radio is Magic. I hope you're watching. Yes, I got your emails. We are going to be talking soon. Do some work with them, as well as Brony State. If you guys have ever seen them, I'm working out how we're going to do some kind of collaborative event here pretty soon. So yeah, we're working with different groups to kind of hybridize in the fandom a bit. So one thing I want to talk about before we go to Q&A, because there's going to be some big announcements yet. One thing, if you guys ever go to our website, you'll see at the bottom of our website a tag. It says copyright Poison Joke Productions 2012. And if anybody doesn't know what that is, we decided to form a company. We do not make money live streaming or producing or anything. In fact, we go quite a bit into debt. This man here has poured in thousands upon thousands of dollars to make things happen. This guy is the only reason Everfree Radio is around right now, because he has just to operate our servers, to buy equipment, to most of the conventions, to get to the conventions, to pay for hotels. It's a big myth that we're some evil corporation that gets paid. We don't. It's
we
free.
had to sell like 2 of our kidneys to get here. I'm just saying.
Almost. It's been an all-consuming effort, not just of time, but also of resources. And honestly, I think that's one of the biggest myths I want to break, is that we are not rich off of this in any regard. We don't get paid for what we do.
We've paid our own way to get to most of the conventions.
Yeah, and we've been, So we did decide, though, to form a company because we realized that what we were doing was a service or a, at least taking a picture, what we were doing was a service or it was something that was needed. It's a new form of digital distribution is what Everfree Radio ended up doing. Creating shows by just talking to people, they just do their show, and then broadcasting it without a middleman, without, TV producers and demo reels and, and having to, pitch extensive pilots, etc. It's a new form of distribution, and we wanted to expand beyond just the Brony fandom. So originally we were going to name it Everfree Media. And Everfree Media apparently was too close in the state of Texas to the name Every Free Moment Photography. Yeah, so if you ever hear us talking about ourselves as Every Free Moment Photography, that's the joke. But we decided to create this production company, and we were thinking, okay, well, what would be a name that would apply to things outside of, just the brony thing, but still kind of talk about our origins? Well, Poison Joke Productions. So that's what that is. I run it. This guy does the tech side of it. It's the same people. And Lee is here because we're going to be announcing something very quickly here. But one thing I really am excited to announce right now, this is the big EFR associated announcement. And I think Nash is going to scream at me for doing this. I don't care.
I don't care.
Everfree Radio, Every Free Moment Photography. Everfree Radio is doing a bit of a transition. Our website is old. We've got too much content. It looks like a blog right now, and it's too slow to update. I think one of the reasons, we've got a lot of visits. People go there to listen to the music. They go there to see the shows. But when you go to Everfree Radio right now, it's not very dynamic. So I hope this doesn't crash the internet. We have a new website.
8-Track will fix it.
Oh,
And we're switching from Everfree Radio to Everfree Network. And Bajati, hey, that's the head of Everfree Northwest right there. But anyway, EFR as a brand or as a name, I mean, it's still interchangeable. We still have it on our shirts, but we're really a network. So if you guys are able to go online, if you want a special preview of the beta of the site,
we're going to call it a soft launch.
It's a soft launch. We still have some kinks to work out in it, but there's some really cool features there. And this is actually where, if we can get the projector up, this is just a website. Go to everfree.net. What? You can't type? Oh, he's got an empty cord. Can you run the laptop?
That's what happens when the entire tech crew's up here. And
Oh, you just need a laptop?
He just needs a laptop.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we want to show this off just a little bit. So,
8-Track, everybody.
Everfree.net was entirely built by Nash. And Nash, as a stoic Swede, has high standards he wants met. And if you go there on your smartphone, you will notice that it is adaptive to your phone size. It resizes itself. Are you seeing it?
Yep.
It's working? Okay, good. There we go. This
Nash
is
is having a fit
Everfree.net.
right now.
And pretty soon, this is going to be our main site. So, Rich, if you could do me a huge favor and open up the live stream. As you can see, you can open up the live stream on the front page. Nash worked really hard on this. And you can also resize it. So, yeah, it's got to load. It's a little bit slow, but you can resize the live stream. Oh, God, it's me.
so handsome.
Hey, I told Rob, just zoom in on you. You're going to talk the whole time.
Okay.
Why is there a Furby on that guy's chin?
That's our combined
That's the
viewer right
used
now.
car salesman. I'll stick you in a 2012 Corolla.
Can you
Sip's
show
gonna
them
hit
the
me.
new chat window too?
Inception. It's the portal to Equestria.
So you can see there are 500 people watching right now, but you can see also that the window is resizable. So why is that cool? Because then you can open up, instead of having a combined viewer page that's really rigid, not that chat, the one that's on the, yeah, that one. It's its own resizable IRC, which pops up in front of your page. So you can have, as new windows, an IRC and a live stream that you can resize however you want. Nash did that, and he worked really hard, so I want to give him a huge round of applause for it.
Somebody ban this guy.
He's in the chat. So Nash, hello and good work, sir. There we go.
He says woo, but he's actually having
Rich, can we look at the front page again real quick? All right. So why is this site really cool as well? Aside from seeing a bunch of code, thank you. All right. again, it's resizable. We decided to go with the tile format. So what we can do is when there's a show that updates, like let's say, I don't know, Brony Breakdown.
And no one watches that show anyway.
I think
There
that's
we
the
go. You
least
can see this
popular
here.
on
No
Everfree Radio.
one likes it.
Yeah, well, you've got, Stay Brony, my friends. The tiles move as to what is the newest content. So you can click on, any one of the links there, and there's a featured tile. We haven't built a banner yet. We are working on that. But you can see that, for example, Stay Brony, my friends episodes are up. And you click on a show page.
Look at that hat.
They look like dreadlocks.
And look at that. It's Bajati's
The
OC
squid.
up on the live stream.
Yep.
Hi, Bajati. So yeah, we decided to rebuild the site because we wanted to be more functional given how many new programs we've got, how much news we're using. We want you guys' input. We wanted to announce it today while everybody is watching because we're open to suggestions. And we've got a web account, everfreeradio@gmail.com. Send us messages. If you see something you like about the website, let us know. See if there's something you don't like, let us know. We want to adapt it so that you guys use it. And yes, our stream is still there. Actually, Rich, are you able to sign into it? We're going to do one thing with the site is that you're going to be able to make a very basic profile and sign in, which is going to affect positively how you interact with the actual Shoutcast stream. So, are you signed in? You might have to. Okay, so while he signs in, as you guys know, Nash. This is also Nash's doing. These were his ideas, and he put in the work, hours and hours and days to make this happen. He made it so that you can vote on tracks, which, believe it or not, is a really cool concept because it lets us go into the database and see which tracks are awesome, which tracks aren't. A lot of people don't know that our stream is adaptive to the votes. So if we have -15 on a track, it's never going to play again. And you only get to vote once per IP. If it's a higher rated track, it has a better chance of playing on the stream. The other thing that's really cool,
Yeah, I'm getting there.
yep, once it loads, is we added another feature. And wait for it.
It's loading. Slow. It's the internet. I'd ask everyone in the room if you have a phone on the Wi-Fi, turn it off.
I just told them all to check the website too.
Okay, so there you go. So what do you see now?
Okay, do you see that little star next to the thumbs up and thumbs down? That is a favorites star. You can favorite tracks now while you're listening, and then you can click on the favorites tab and it will list all of your favorite tracks for easy finding.
And requesting.
It's pretty cool.
Here are my favorites.
No, Nash worked really hard on that. This is going to be up probably within the week. I mean, you can already visit it and you can already comment on it, but it's going to be up really soon as our main site. It's going to start redirecting there. So everfree.net is going to be the new Everfree Radio site, Everfree Network site, really. So
You can actually, if you look here, you can see the songs that already played, songs currently playing, what's coming up next, and you can actually even vote on past songs on here now.
mm-hmm.
So if something just played, like, oh, I really like the song, but I didn't vote while it was playing. Oh, here, let me fix that. Boop, voted.
Yep. Well, okay, one last thing before we open this Q&A, because we've got about another, I think, just enough time, is Mr. Lee Tockar is here. Lee, would you come to the stage, please? As you guys know, Lee is the voice of Snips and Stephen Magnet, and he's an amazing person.
I'll sit on this side.
Now, I mentioned Poison Joke Productions, and I mentioned that we're doing stuff that's outside the Brony fandom. And Lee and I and Nash and Rich and Cowboy Dave have been working now for, 2-3 months on this?
Yeah, and the concept started a couple years ago, but these guys have really brought it to fruition.
We are going to be pretty soon, if you guys have heard of Fan Built, and actually on Sunday, I believe, you're going to get a whole panel to hear about this.
It'll be the first time we're doing sort of a soft launch of what Fan Built actually is. There's been a lot of my personal fans and the Brony-dom and everybody, and I've sort of been hinting at it, but I haven't really had. There hasn't been a lot of content yet, but now I'm really excited. So Sunday, I'm actually going to be showing a clip the first clip we have we've got Sean and Ben from who designed. They're working with Poison Joke.
Yep, Sterling. If you guys have heard of Sterling Pony, he's our graphic designer. I have to give him a huge shout out because he's
amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
He's the guy who designed all the icons and all of the graphics for Everfree Radio's current site, as well as a lot of the work on the new site that's going to be going up. And he's a member of Poison Joke Productions.
Yeah, and between those guys and Mike and myself, for many Tuesday 4:00 Skype chats, for an hour at a time, we've been pulling the world together. So there's Nash in Sweden and Minneapolis with FinalDraft, and then me in Vancouver, and Sean and Ben in Australia, and people coming and going. But that's sort of.
And I see Austin over there. Yes, Bajati.
Austin.
Yep, Austin and Seattle. We're building. Should I tell him, or should we just tease it?
Well, anyway, yeah. You could.
Should we tease it, or should we tell him?
Well, you could tell them what it is. No, well, tell them what I'm going to be showing.
Okay, first of all, you guys see how excited he is by this?
Did you get the file?
We'll have to check. I'll have to check. I haven't, but if we don't, we'll have it.
Okay, well, I sent you the file last night. Okay. It's going to be the first time that you're going to see the graphics that were designed by Sean and Ben, and our friend here of the Bronies, Mr. Daniel Ingram, the composer, has kindly given some music to the idea because he likes the idea, and what I love about this is, well, only if I haven't been paid, but I've been trying to pay out as much as I can because there's been so much work done.
Basically, this is probably it's a really ambitious project. Just to give you guys, I think, just a shotgun idea of what we're talking about. We are building an online animation studio.
It's the world's first.
And
that's in a nutshell. That is what it is. But there's not 13 permutations of what this thing could be that I've sort of racked my brain for 2 years.
This guy, it's not just an online animation studio. It's a user-submitted online animation studio. So that means you guys are going to be able to participate.
Yeah, it's a consumer creative content conduit. We just funnel your stuff.
So it's C-cubed?
It's C-cubed, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. And on Sunday, if you guys please come and see what it is, because it's going to be all about participation. And there's so many of you guys, and it started because as Stephen Magnet, I got a whole bunch of memes of these people that are doing these dance songs, and that was one of the reasons why I said, okay, this somebody's got to show off all of these amazing people, all of your amazing stuff, and.
This fandom's all about creativity. And honestly, what the fandom proved, I think, to Lee and to everybody else, and to a lot of the big-name producers and investors out of Canada, is that the internet can produce high-quality media, and there needs to be a new way to distribute and
what is happening, just in a nutshell, is we are basically toppling the old giants. This thing that I've created with these guys, it's become bigger than I think I knew in the beginning. It's actually it's going to destroy the old model of distribution for cartoons. I think I'm going to make some people very angry with this idea. So it's sort of like we're creating a new Facebook or animated YouTube. It's insane. So I'm very excited to say on Sunday I have my first panel. Thank you for arranging that for me.
Yeah, it's going to be in place of, I think it's the How to Make a Song panel, because the host of that unfortunately was denied at the border. Come on, U.S. Come on, America. Let's
and in this, I will be showing for the first time not only the graphics logo, the flying logo, the composited logo from Sean and Ben, coupled, because I am an editor, so I've coupled it with Daniel Ingram's music, so it's going to be really good. And then what I started was I'm a voice actor, as you know, and I got 3 of my other favorite voice actors together. It's the first time that you guys will have seen Richard Ian Cox, who plays, of course, Snails. So I'm Snips, and he's Snails. So it's going to be the 2 of us. So myself, Richard Ian Cox, Trevor Duval, and Sam Vincent. So the four of us together, I wrote a script called Action Thing and Super Blah. And it's a ridiculously poorly written thing. It's so poorly written, I needed really good actors to make it sound funny.
I've seen it though, and it is hilarious.
It's the funniest thing I think I've ever written.
And they recorded this thing for FanBuilt, so that's gonna be
and then you can go and download the MP3, and then you guys take it, run, submit it back to us, and the ones with the most views and likes get Pez Dispense to the top.
The idea is these guys have voiced it, you guys animate it.
And I have access to all the A-level actors in the world, and so I'm gonna get some money and I'm gonna pay them and produce that part of it, and you guys go and take it, and no one else.
As you can tell, this is a humongous idea.
It's a humongous idea. It's gonna make a lot of the animation companies very mad because they're like, we can't make money on that. It's a good idea. How do we make money on that? Oh no! So anyway, so please come on Sunday. I'm very excited. It's about a 5-minute show. It's very fun. So you'll get to see us act in front of the camera. Nobody really sees that side of it. So it's something, this is my little dream and my little baby, and with the help of Everfree and Poison Joke and Mike and 8-Track and all the guys and Nash and Sean and Ben and everybody, these guys, it's actually going to come to fruition. It's going to become actualized, and it's because of this fan base too. It's because of the bronies. So thank you guys.
Yeah. So we've got just a few minutes, and I know I've been blabbing, blah, blah, blah. I should also mention that Brony Breakdown with Saber and Paleo here are going to be having their own panel. I think, what day is it, on Saturday?
Tomorrow morning at, what time?
9:30.
Yeah,
9:30 tomorrow.
So bright and early.
So if you guys have any EFR or Everfree.net associated questions that you want to ask, we can take a few of those questions now, and then fan-built stuff, Sunday. Take your questions on Sunday, and Brony Breakdown stuff, they're going to be tomorrow morning. So does anybody have any questions for us? Because I think I've kind of talked to no end.
You do.
I do that, don't I?
Yeah.
I didn't talk about my
I think
students,
the audience
though.
is asleep.
And I think I'm gonna go. I'll be going now because I have to get someplace. But I'll see. I hope please come and see FanBuilt on Sunday and see what it's gonna be.
It's
and see
gonna
how
be
you
amazing.
could take part in it. Because it seems like the rest of the world is. So we want you guys to start it. So bye everybody.
Just released Tockar. He's amazing.
Wait, before we start the Q&A, Draft, can I try this?
Can you do what?
You like Gravity Falls, right?
Yeah.
You remember this little jingle? No? Anybody? No.
Nice.
Watch the show. It's good.
It is a good show, actually. One of the episodes was written by M.A. Larson, who wrote quite a few episodes of
The
My Little
best
Pony.
pony
Okay, so
episodes.
does anybody have any question for any of us up here about Everfree Radio, about the new site, about any of it?
You want to there?
What kind of program do you guys use to broadcast your live stream?
Live stream.
I use live stream
Specifically,
Procaster.
programs. I mean, if we're broadcasting pre-recorded stuff, it'll be like we use Procaster on I think we have a pre-record. But for example, the camera and the equipment we're using here, we're using Teradek Cube 255 encoders. They're
What?
hardware encoders for all this stuff. So.
He's got techno battle.
Yep. Other questions?
No.
See, I explained everything. Okay, here we go.
What's a paladin?
What's a paladin?
Yeah.
I got.
My friend the Avatar wants to know.
Okay, a paladin, I believe, is a knight who fights for justice.
I'm joking.
Okay. I've learned to just take questions and answer them.
I used to play as a paladin back when I played World of
Okay,
Warcraft.
here's a question for you, Draft.
Yes.
Favorite
disgrace.
Shakespearean play and why?
Caesar.
Hamlet.
Wait, what was the question?
And why?
Why? The reason why is that Rob, I'll get you. the reason why is that it's not about the action scenes. It's about the thought process. I mean, he goes and he's kind of in a sense an angsty, whiny teenager, but he goes through all that torture.
I got an actual question.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard about Philly Gaming? What happened to them?
Philly Gaming.
Philly Gaming.
No, what happened with Philly Gaming?
Apparently they got sabotaged by a person and now they're in trouble.
I have no idea about it, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't
I haven't
know.
heard about it.
Okay, I see gentleman there with the brown shirt. Yes.
Why do you guys have to overshadow us?
Overshadow you.
We're not trying to. We promise.
Shadow of the
We're trying to
Colossus.
get-
What
we're
we want to
trying to-
do, honestly, I mean,
Conglomerate.
I know this is one of those cheesy sentences that people say and they're like, yeah, right. Honestly, my motivation in doing this is to do the best job I can. It's not about fame because it doesn't. I mean, whatever. It's about doing
He's
the best
never
job
going to
I
be
can.
on TV. Look at him. He's got a total face for radio.
It's horrible. Can you imagine getting up in the morning and looking at this in the mirror? Holy God. No, honestly.
Looks like he'll put you in a 98
Honestly,
Kia Corolla.
Where's Han Solo?
Solo.
Oh,
Lol, Georgia. No,
oh,
anyway.
shut up.
Anyway, what was it? We want to highlight the fandom, and so we're not trying to overshadow, and we're really working on trying to promote. That's what we want to do.
We want to get the best shows out there for you guys to watch that have the best content.
Distribution of, I guess,
everyone, the
entertainment.
good stuff gets mixed with all the good people that want to watch the good stuff, and synergy happens.
I need to ask a true American hero, or I need to call on the true American hero, Rob, out there.
Come up, come here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me ask you, how many nights of sleeplessness have we had during a con?
Implying you sleep
All
during
nights.
a con.
I sleep well.
I'm gonna put it this way.
You woke up at the door this morning.
Yeah, I'm a sleepwalker.
Anyone who was who watched the Everfree Northwest live stream or was there at the con noticed I was never not in the chair.
Yep.
I was literally there for 18 to 20 hours a day straight. They just brought me food.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
I
I
brought
went
him food.
and drank
just-
heavily afterwards and
they
came back in
just-
the morning.
Take
And-
the plug and put it in the
And
HVAC
even
stand.
at the even outside of conventions, I think I work at least 14 hours a day on Everfree Radio stuff. Rich here works.
I have a real job.
He's got a real job, but then he comes home from work and works several hours on Everfree Radio stuff. So yeah, it's a ton of work. Purple shirt.
Will you be able to favorite recordings of the shows on Everfree Radio?
That is something we could probably.
That's a good idea.
That's a very good idea.
That's a very
See,
good
that's
idea.
exactly the
That's
kind of
the
input
ideas
we
we
want.
need, yes.
That's a great idea. What's your
Nash,
name?
make it happen.
What's your name? Andrew.
Andrew.
Everybody, Andrew just came up with an idea we might use.
There you go.
And then tomorrow, Final Draft is
Although,
like,
although,
I'm glad I thought
although
that
I
up.
will say that in that regard, all of our shows are on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you can favorite them on YouTube as well.
Yeah, yeah.
They have that function there. But we can do it on the site as well.
I was like, where did that come from? Okay. Well, Rob, did you have a question?
Well, come up here. Come up here and ask it.
All right, guys. This is Rob Bob, the creator of Epic
A
Pie
real
Time, Epic
American hero.
Love Time.
Yeah.
A true American hero, a defeater of communism, an anti-terrorist supreme. All right. And he's worked with us on a lot of stuff. He's not a member of our staff, but like he's helped us find voice actors for things like Meredith and Hannah, who are here somewhere. I thought I saw
Right there.
them. Hi guys. they work with Reading Rainbow a lot, and yeah. So, Rob, what was your question?
My question to all of you is, what is your favorite 80s action movie and why?
Okay, hang on.
Favorite 80s
hang
action
on.
movie?
Hang on.
And be warned that I know what the answer is, and I will judge each and every one of you if I do not hear it.
I'm just gonna say one thing, and no one here is gonna get it because no one is old enough to actually know this movie. But Leroy, the Last Dragon. Ever see Last Dragon? No.
I think I have seen it, but
It's a kung fu movie. It's awesome.
You're so old.
You get the
Dave,
power of the
what's your
glow.
favorite 80s action movie?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you can't throw me under the bus first. You gotta come on.
Under the bus. I already know my answer. Seriously.
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
It's obvious. It's Empire Strikes Back.
Come on.
Yes, it is. It's
You can
1983.
count sci-fi and action as
Or
two different
80.
genres.
What, not sci-fi?
Theoretically, I count Star Wars more like sci-fi. I guess.
Okay, what about
That's
Does
my
it
what about
have to
Last
star
Crusade?
someone?
I feel like a lot of other people would do it.
What about Last Crusade?
I guess that would count.
Yeah, 1989. Actually, you know what? No, I take it back. It's Back to the Future.
Is that an action movie though? Does it have to star a star that's
The
in
answer
either of
is
the
Die
Expendables?
Hard.
Of course, it's
Come
Die
on.
Hard.
The best Christmas
I was
movie.
gonna say Die Hard.
Come on. Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman, best Christmas movie ever made.
Hello, I am
Alan
Alan
Rickman.
Rickman.
Do not
Probably give a
disappoint
shout out to
me.
Nowak, and she's not here. But
Oh man,
She
I
does
wish
the
he was
best.
here.
ever
Alan
since I
Rickman
showed her
impression.
and Saber Die Hard, they've been obsessed with Alan Rickman.
This man can
Alan
quote.
Rickman.
He can quote the entire movie. But anyway, we
I
got
really
some other
can.
questions here. So, you in the Hawaiian shirt.
With all these My Little Pony fan video games coming out, such as Legends of Equestria and
Which is
Legends of
awesome.
Magic,
Yep.
which actually are going to be showcast here.
Mhm.
Will you be posting videos of things like Let's Plays or reviews of these?
We've been tinkering around with an idea for doing video games as a show. We for a while there was this guy out of Arizona named V's who's been writing articles about video games in the fandom. Like he wrote an article about the mods for Minecraft that have to do with Pony. But yeah, that's something that I've been thinking about, making a show about the games in the fandom, because video gaming is, of course, a huge part of the fan culture, and especially at this convention where they're having a video game contest and all these voices from the games.
Who wants to see Final Draft play Slenderman?
No.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Who wants to see Final Draft troll Saber while playing Slenderman?
On that day, Rachel.
Final Draft, when he plays
Who wants to
Slender.
see Final Draft ball into tears when he's playing
No, he got scared one time, and he's like, I wanted to hear how he would sound when he screamed, and he walked around a corner, and Slenderman was there, and he goes, "Ugh!" That's the noise he made when he got scared.
You can't do it with a zombie game.
No, it's like a moment of surprise, and it's like
Because he's crying, and
the
Saber,
game's a fad.
Saber,
I'm
not going to this
that's his
bathroom.
excuse for everything. He tried to play a zombie game, it's like a zombie game. He's like, get these fads away from me.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
fad.
not scared at all. Ugh.
Whatever.
I'm gonna go
Okay,
play Minecraft.
that
Let's
guy
play
over there
it
has
with
been
him.
earnestly wanting to get a question in.
It's a very important question. Who do you think would win a John Belushi contest?
The question is, who do we think would win a John Belushi contest?
My God, he does look like John Belushi.
Yeah, I vote Saber.
People say I look like Seth Rogen, too.
Yeah,
He does.
I've gotten that too.
How do you think he got through airport security?
I'm Seth Rogen.
Okay,
Belushi, yeah.
we've got about just time for maybe one or two quick questions left.
Yeah, they're ready to drag us off. the
Yeah,
stage.
they're gonna just
Yeah, we
drag
got
us.
some- I mean,
like,
who's
by
got
the
it
next.
They're gonna tase him to
We
get
got one
him
back
off the
there.
stage, but-
Yes.
Wait.
So, you. Yes.
Yeah, who would win in a foot race or flying race? Sonic or Rainbow Dash?
Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, duh.
That back there?
Was there ever?
Yeah,
any
right
doubt?
the back.
Yeah, the Anthony.
Yes.
No one's asked this yet. Why not? Favorite pony?
Aw.
Okay.
Twist.
No. There's a clear
Bruce
answer. to
Willis.
this. There's a clear answer.
Alan Rickman.
No,
Isn't it Iron Will? And that's not even a pony. Never mind.
Randy Savage would be Iron Will.
Okay.
Randy
okay.
Savage as Iron Will be
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
All right, guys. Let's get this done real quick because we're gonna have to leave for the next panel.
Wait, is this best or favorite? So two different things.
Favorite.
Favorite?
Oh, that's a tough one. Does it have to be the main six, or can it be anybody?
Anybody.
Probably Vinyl Scratch if I had to put my money on it.
Yep.
Though Daring Do's a close second.
Rich.
Mine changes frequently depending on what I've watched.
What's
and
it
what
right
we're
now?
in. I'm gonna go with Twilight for right now.
With who? Twilight.
Yeah.
Okay.
For right now.
Yours. What's your
May
favorite?
change.
Woo, nah.
Aw.
Of course. Aw.
Gilda.
Hey, I can agree with that.
Oh, you.
That's Saber.
Twilight.
Okay. My favorite pony is Luna, but the best pony is Twilight. This is known.
No.
I had to make that separation. So.
Otherwise, Tara Straw's gonna beat
Who
you.
boos Twilight? Really?
Everybody.
Do you realize that Tara Strong is going to be here soon, and you boo?
You all six say Applejack.
She's a background pony.
Yeah, background.
Yeah. For the record, One Trick's favorite.
Yeah, one chick's gonna kill
One
you.
Trick's favorite is Applejack. Okay, she's got a question, then we got to go. Yes.
The question is,
Be a fist within a
if Chuck
fist.
Norris had a cutie mark, what would it be?
Chuck Norris wouldn't have a cutie mark; he'd have a manly mark.
It'd be like one of those perceptions things. It'd be a fist inside of a fist inside of a fist endlessly.
Chuck Norris, you'd look at his cutie mark, it would punch you in the face.
It would be an Escher fist somehow.
His cutie mark is another fist.
It would literally blow you away.
You just stare into it and your
All
mind
right,
just
guys. Well,
goes
thanks for
vacant.
listening to us ranting. We really appreciate all of your support. Seriously. It's
Thanks
all
for
about
coming,
you
everybody.
guys.
Next up is more important people than us.
Yeah, more important people.
Let's see, what is next? Next
I think
is
it's Legends of Equestria,
Legends
which
of
is
Equestria
awesome.
at noon. Yes.
Yeah, so you guys
So
should
let's
stay
clear out
around
and let
for
them do
that.
the thing.
Yeah. All right, thanks again.
All right.
Have fun at the con, everybody.
It's fine here, Sasha. It's probably in the audience somewhere.
Let me kill that.
Because this is my first con.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. Of course. Probably tell us that. What's your name?
Answer decent questions or such. I know I dominated.
It's awesome. It's even better to hear that someone is actually going to tolerate my voice and put up with it. So do we. We're going? We're going!
Panel, until I looked at the comments on YouTube afterwards, and they said Draft wasn't paying attention. He was hunched over, not paying attention. And I looked at the video, and it looks like it because I'm standing at the podium at the lectern, and I'm hunched over this thing, and I'm looking at this page. And what people don't know is that I actually was writing down questions and circling things and crossing things out. That's how I operate.
Draft always kind of puts himself down. This microphone's pretty loud. Like a video with.
Let me say really quick.
Is it broke?
For example, to give you some tidbits of the VA panel later today.
Not today, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, whatever.
Look at that.
See,
Horrible
okay,
penmanship.
Andrew Francis, Dr. Francis.
Yeah, no, don't give it away.
I'm not giving it away. I'm just.
Well, what are you doing? You're reading the page. You're giving it away.
Okay.
I'm not giving it away. I'm
He
just
has
giving
things
it away.
Planned. He plans things. It's
They're like an
amazing.
old married couple, I swear.
Yeah,
I
It's
know.
like this
really.
every night on the EFR chats.
It's true. What?
I know they are, as a matter of fact.
Okay, so you know what?
Why don't you cuddle me anymore?
Anyway,
See, we've met 8-Track's wife, so we can now honestly say no.
true story.
She might be watching.
True story. This is this panel planned out, right? So okay, I think I don't know.
Plans.
Maybe give it another minute or two because a couple people are gonna filter in.
Would you like some Peter New coffee?
Yes.
Okay.
Sell on eBay. eBay.
Is it good?
No.
Does it mix well with that monster?
What is this?
Got mail.
Another true story.
It's a paycheck.
In January.
Finally, my first EFR paycheck ever.
There you guys are.
Draft does not exist.
No. Hold on.
I only did as
I had a
instructed.
point to make.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, in my live streams, I've said this. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're doing it to John Williams music, it's amazing. Seriously, you could play the most. You could watch golf.
Even newborn cuties?
You know.
What about newborn cuties?
And now they're putting on the green. You know, it's awesome.
What about Gen 3.5?
It is pretty
What if you're watching newborn cuties? I'm just saying.
One does not watch newborn cuties.
What,
one
one
suffers.
Yeah. It's a rite of passage.
We don't worry about such
When
things.
did Sabres Park show up?
Yeah.
I've been hiding. I was hiding under the table
I
the
wasn't
entire
paying
time.
attention.
What time is
I
it?
just hear this annoying voice behind me.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, so we're gonna do a live demonstration of why 8-Track is awesome. 8-Track, are we able to possibly show things off of a computer during this panel, or is it too late?
What do you mean?
Well, like certain things we might announce today.
Oh, I mean, well, they'd have to show it on the. They have this hooked up to a laptop over there.
Oh my. Well, that's easy enough. When the time comes, I will let you know. I'm gonna keep
We
doing
just
that.
need a web browser on here, if that's cool. We
Okay,
can do
so people have always like
Make it so.
during. What time is it?
that. It's 10.
Adventure time.
We're 9
So we
minutes
got
ahead of
9
schedule.
minutes ahead of schedule, so I can just keep stories.
Well, let's try and be out here like 45, 50 after the next panel time.
Yeah,
Up. We
yeah.
want to stay ahead of schedule, not behind.
So, as you guys may have known, I did the Lauren Faust panel at BronyCon, and what happened afterwards, I was proud of that. Goes and fixes it. I mean, that's the kind of dedication this guy has.
And then I go to the kitchen and take 3 shots and go back to bed.
That's after the 3 shots he took before he went to bed, and the 3 shots he took while fixing it.
And the shots are actually heroin.
But you know what? I will. I will give him credit because he drinks really good rum. Actually, he's got really great taste in rum. Yeah. Anyway, who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, talking to the microphone.
Who am I? I don't know. I'm stuck in a closet and I just edit video. I just
Come
sit in my
on.
dark room and edit video and post it on YouTube. But I am actually, all jokes aside, I'm Cowboy Dave. I do audio and video editing for Everfree Radio.
To be more specific, if you've ever seen Dusty Cat's show on YouTube, he edits it. If you've ever seen EQI, like the past 5 episodes of EQI, he's edited them.
Yep. Past 4, at least. but
Okay,
yeah.
past 4, whatever. Yeah, he does all the video editing primarily now for us.
Yeah. I also post this guy's show on occasion.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I got my big
Take care
pants
of
on. I
that.
can post my own videos now.
You just can't make posts.
It
on
was
the site.
scary at first. I'm like, upload, okay. Click, okay, cool. We've gotten that far. Okay, drag and drop. And I still screwed that up.
You just missed the post part.
You know what the
Otherwise
thing
you-
is though is he's so excited about custom thumbnails.
Oh, let me tell you, custom thumbnails are the way of the future.
No, since we got that on our account, that's amazing. I've yet to actually use it for anything, so I'm like, that's awesome. I have no
telling
idea
you,
what I'm going to put
I
there.
keep talking about it because you guys don't listen to me. Like, we got custom thumbnails. You're like, okay, Got like custom thumbnails now. Okay.
What do you think?
I thought we already started.
Oh, well, we're gonna get this more seriously.
Oh,
started.
you actually have plan. Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
I actually
continue.
I have a paper. Didn't you see it?
Yeah, just zoom in on draft for the rest
Married
of the
couple.
panel.
Here, you can throw
Or
us
do you
away
want
or
to
do what you
talk
want with it.
Anyway, welcome to the Everfree Radio panel, guys. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. I'm surprised people actually showed up for this.
Well, you know, and I should say too, just for anybody wondering out there, we didn't ask for the panel. It was just they said, "Hey, you guys can have a panel." We're like, "Cool." This is the first time we've actually done a panel about what we do.
We've never had our own panel.
This is
so
my.
we don't know what to do.
This is my 5th Brony convention this year that I've been to, and this is the first time that I've had a panel. So it's actually a lot of fun.
And you have what, how many more to go to this year? 2, 3?
At least another one. Anyway,
Probably 2.
EQLA, but that's coming up. Okay, so I guess I wanted to first let everybody up here introduce themselves. So, who are you?
I am 8-Track. I am the technical director for Everfree Radio. I run the servers, I run the hardware, I run everything technical, and don't ever let Draft touch it because he breaks it. If you saw the videos, he's horrible. He's great with talking to people, horrible with technology.
It's true. He's also the reason Everfree Radio exists. If this guy wasn't here right now, if he wasn't around, Everfree Radio wouldn't exist because he literally does everything on the technical end.
I don't do everything. Nash does the coding.
Nash does the coding, but he runs all the servers. We run our own independent server. He fixes the chat. Sometimes the stream will drop. I'm sure somebody listening has had that happen at 2 in the morning and it's up within a minute. That's because somebody's called him at 2 in the morning. He gets up. It's empty.
You got a 200% raise
There
of
you
0.
go. 2 nothing is nothing. No, it was at the VA panel in January, at BronyCon January. I did one of these applauses, and my students saw it. And so I came to one of my next practices, and all of my students waited till I was in the room, and they just go. And I looked at them, and I said, "What the hell was that?" And they go, "Well, that's how you applaud, right? That's how you applauded Nicole Oliver." Oh.
Good job.
I continuously deny that I'm Final Draft to my students, like shamelessly. They'll say,
But they have video proof now.
I have Brony students. Well, there's video proof, but I have Brony students like my student Joey or Eva or Trevor.
By the way, hang on, let me stop you. If you've ever heard any of his interviews, you've heard the story 500 times.
I promised I wasn't going to go into coaching stories. Damn.
Hey, you're that guy, Rough Draft from Everfree Radio.
I've never heard of this guy.
From Everfree Moment Photography.
Yeah. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
In before draft talks about speech coaching.
Nope, that's it.
No, before you do that, I have to say there was actually something in this letter. My first EFR paycheck, it's actually a bill.
Wow.
Yeah.
You owe us money.
That is, you know what? I actually read what's on that card, and it was analog trolling. I didn't think that was possible.
Wait, pass that down. Let me see that.
Don't read it.
Don't read it.
Seriously?
Yep.
Seriously?
Seriously?
Delivered right here live on the
Okay,
EFR
well, I
panel.
guess maybe we should get this started.